This is extreme.
ECW back after 4 months, 26th of June.
It's an extremely late review. We haven't done one of these, and it feels like, you know, as long as fucking wrestling's been pish, we haven't done a ECW review. But
so, like 3 decades.
Aye, 3 decades. But we're back, and the ECW reviews are back. I was going to say for the foreseeable future. We're not sure how much longer we're going to keep reviewing ECW. Originally, we kind of just planned to do it for, like, until, like, it got away from its ECW roots, but that basically was kind of like in the first 4 weeks. Yeah. So, but here we are. Still, it looks like Cena's had enough. If you look at Cena's hanging there on the bottom rope, he looks like...
We've had fun though. Heyman's left, Benoit's killed his family, Big Show's ratings came and gone.
Lashley's on Raw, Sandman's still...
On Raw.
Doing drugs somewhere.
On Raw.
Yeah, Matt Striker, though, he's on ECW. But, yeah, tonight, special ECW. We've got John Cena in the house. He comes out, opening match of the show, and Joey Styles says, "This is entertainment." This is John Cena. What better way to get over a family-killing machine like Chris Benoit than to stick John Cena in the first match of the show that guy was representing? Benoit. He doesn't exist, brother.
He's not outdoing me. God damn it, give him John.
Look at Cena. He never killed any families.
He just bored to death.
You know, so
10 years.
So there you go. We get away from. We go from the kid killer to the kid fucking toucher. Benoit's out. Cena's in. Opening match. It's the WWE champion versus the new ECW champion Johnny Nitro. Opening match. Went about 15 minutes. And it was actually pretty good. I enjoyed this match. It was no bad. Johnny Nitro actually got a lot more offense in than you'd think. And it was actually a 50-50 match. I guess him having the ECW title automatically means he has to be booked stronger. It would have kind of buried ECW. We could argue it buries them enough with their champion losing clean, but come on.
It's John Cena.
Nobody beats John Cena, so a fucking mid-card guy with a mid-card belt ain't gonna fucking beat him. Like, I mean, let's be real, the probably Intercontinental Championship still valued higher than the ECW title. Like,
Cena just didn't get beat clean here. And he was just never going to get beat either. So.
And he's just been the first man to pin Khali. So, yeah, he certainly wasn't losing to John Morrison. Couple of dodgy-looking moves. Cena shoulder charge into the turnbuckle. It looked very dodgy, Cena-esque. Then he does the diving shoulder charge in midair. Morrison, the Nitro ducked underneath it, and Cena fell at the ring. Again, that looked phony as well. But never doubt, Big John got back in it, locked in the STFU.
5 moves of doom.
And Nitro tapped out there. Taz seemed a bit confused. He's like, "Come on, Nitro, don't tap." Oh, he's tapped, you know. So it was like, over. Before Taz could even finish his sentence, Nitro was tapping like a little bitch, and that's kind of how that one played out. But you know, that finished. Then we up next we got Roddy Paper in the house. Joey Styles and Taz thought it was great to see Hot Rod in ECW. Piper mentioned it was his first time ever on ECW, and he went on to talk about hardcore and that he doesn't think ECW is hardcore, and that he gave a list of reasons.
And all of them are pish.
He gave a list of reasons what he deems as being hardcore. The first one was something to do with, I don't even know what he said, to be fair. Second one was wearing a dog collar on your neck. The third one, he was referencing Paul Orndorff, a match with Paul Orndorff.
1985.
And then he was interrupted by Matt Striker. But before we talk about what's next, right, I'm not having this, right? See Roddy Piper, he can't come out and say ECW. I mean, maybe this ECW version of WWE, right? But he can't come out and say he's more hardcore than like someone like a Sabu. He just fucking can't.
I know.
I don't care.
Like, I know
there's not many people I would let's say that they're more hardcore than Sabu and not call him out on being bullshit. I mean,
New Jack, but he's just fucking retarded.
I'd say Foley.
I know Jack's dead.
I'd say Foley, like. Foley's at the top for me. Although a guy's super gluing his wounds together.
I'd say Foley is, but it's only because I would maybe consider Foley sane and not actually.
Aye.
Like, I think the other ones are actually batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Well, Foley, well, he's a
Like
retard.
New Jack and fucking Sandman and Sabu. They don't have two brain cells to rub together, and they don't have fucking 2 cents based on all Paul Heyman's bounced checks either to rub together. But I mean, Foley's, I would say, by far the most hardcore for the fact you say that he is actually sane but insane at the same time.
Yeah.
He's mentally there, but based on the things he does, you'd think there's fucking nothing there about the guy.
Dreamer's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of hardcore guys. I mean, there's guys in WWE that I would say a lot more hardcore that weren't in the original ECW that are a lot more hardcore than Piper.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say that the fucking Hardy Boys are all more hardcore.
Edge. Stuff he did. Fucking.
So, I mean, Shawn Michaels taking all those bumps. I'd say he's more hardcore.
Fucking say Cena's probably what fucking my stuff Cena's did.
Triple H, street fights with Cactus Jack.
Exactly.
Triple H wasn't afraid to take some thumbtacks. I mean,
I know Foley took a pedigree face for some thumbtacks. What the fuck? What's Roddy Paper did? Wrestle with Goldust at Mania. It'll be pretty.
Although, what would you rather? Take a pedigree face first on thumbtacks, or take a pedigree face first on a mixture of cake and worms?
Yeah, cake and worms.
Anyway, so Matt Striker comes out, interrupts him. To be honest, considering he's a heel, he didn't really insult him that badly. Matt brought out a cake, said it was his birthday, wanted Roddy Piper to sing happy birthday to him, said it would be a dream come true for him if Piper sang happy birthday. Piper kept getting his name wrong, asked him what his name was again. I think he said before Matt Striker could say Matt, Roddy Piper just pushes the cake into Matt Striker's face, and Matt Striker's left there looking sad. Piper makes his way at the back. Boogeyman's music hits.
I'm the Boogeyman.
Striker absolute bricks it, leaves the ring. Boogeyman's in the ring. Striker's walking up the ramp or backing up the ramp even, and Piper grabs him from behind, throws him in the ring. Boogeyman hits a maneuver on him. Couldn't do it. I think it was a double choke slam. I don't know what it was.
Aye, the worm maneuver.
Aye, and then he puts the worms into his mouth, and Matt Striker's just left there. And it's a pretty cool sight. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
I think they could have did something with the Boogeyman and Scotty 2 Hotty, the worm.
Tag team.
The worms.
But yeah, then Matt Striker's left there with a mixture of cake and Taz and Joey Styles. They always sell the worm things pretty good. Like so.
Striker's mouth. Joey.
Pretty good. Then it was an alright segment. Then we moved on to Johnny Nitro. Said that he would have beat Cena tonight, but he's been struggling with a cold.
The COVID.
He's had the flu, he's had the coughs, and he puts on a wee fake cough like someone we all know. And that was it. I mean, then he says that whether Punk or Burke win the night, they're not going to beat him because he's ECW. It was a shit promo, like, I'm not going to lie. It was, wasn't great for Johnny Nitro, was it? Then we move into the main event, 2 out of 3 falls match. Probably pretty good, actually. Probably the best Punk Burke match they had.
Yes.
That I can recall.
Burke takes the lead, goes 1-0 up.
Goes for the Elijah Express. Punk hits him with a bicycle. What do you call that? Like calf kick? Where no, it's not a spinning wheel kick, but you know the one I'm on about. Punk, the one that Punk does.
Yeah, I know.
What do you call it?
I can't remember, but I know what you're on.
For fuck's sake! Right, well, Elijah Burke.
We're not marks. We don't need to get the names right.
Right, Elijah Burke.
JR doesn't even get the fucking names right.
Right, Elijah Burke goes for the Elijah Express. Punk hits him with the mad calf kick thing.
Enziguri to the calf.
He hits it.
Calf Enziguri.
Hits the calf kick. We'll call it the
calf killer.
The calf killer. Hits the calf killer on Elijah Burke. Goes to climb up in the top ropes. Elijah Burke bumps himself into the ropes. Punk then falls down. Taz says that's where no man wants to land. Then Punk's like leaning over with his back exposed, hanging over the turnbuckle, and then Elijah Burke hits a modified Elijah Express. And this is actually a cool finish, I think.
Yes, there was numerous cool spots in this match.
Anyway, he hit it and he went 1-0 up.
He went 1-0 up. 1-0, and he needs to get the 2, doesn't he? Because it's a fucking 2 out of 3 falls match. Did you mention that part to the viewers?
Listen, dickhead.
What?
I'm fucking talking about the move, and why would I waste so much time talking about what's happening just for you to skip over the fact if you even got a fucking fall at it or not?
Really didn't get a fall at it?
Exactly. So, continue on.
Well, he gets a fall at it. CM Punk takes a nasty spill to the outside, but this is just the build up, the baby face heat so he can get some comeback.
Right, dipshit. How did Punk win his fall? First fall?
His first fallback? You tell me, buddy.
I explained the first one, so you can explain the second.
I'll explain the first one if you explain the second one, alright?
I don't know how Punk got the second one, right? But he got it. I think it was a roll up, right?
It was a roll up, guys.
And then there was a lot. I guess I'm not lying. It was a good match. There
was a good combination towards the end of the match where they kept roll up.
I tell you what, you see that roll up where the guys got him like the guy's like laying on top of him. The guy's got his arms with him. Then he powers up. You need to be strong to do that because we've seen a lot of people try that maneuver and they have to break it because it looks shit.
The arms in your back maneuver.
I tell you what, there's a lot of time women try that and they can't pull it off.
Or it just looks awful.
Because you need to be fucking strong to be the guy at the bottom. And I've seen a lot of people try that maneuver and
you're relying so much on your upper body because your legs are the only thing fucking supporting you.
And you also need the other person on top to try and help you as well by
not put their whole body weight on.
By also push up at the same time. Like that is a hard move to perfect. They done it. They were countering pinfalls. They kind of got each other in like a back arms are tied kind of thing out of nowhere. Punk lifts him up, hits the GTS, gets the win.
Good match.
Celebrates. Johnny Nitro comes out. Holds up the belt. Punk looks at him, and I guess we're going to get a rematch. It's going to be Punk versus Johnny Nitro at the next pay-per-view.
I believe.
That is how. I think the last one was Vengeance. So
we're close to SummerSlam.
That is how ECW went after the air. It was a good. I thought it was good, but what I didn't like about it was the lack of segments. It was basically a free segment.
We are now. Not ECW. I know we haven't been for a while, but there was fuck all on this show that's like, ECW.
Yeah, it was basically Punk versus Bart.
We are now the WWE
a legend guy and
Cena.
The main WWE guy.
Exactly, and
even Punk and Bart, you consider them more. I get their at least they're originals from like the new version of ECW. But even then, it's like, the fact that seeing when Nitro just came over, didn't that kind of bury ECW?
I know.
Like, the fact they've been going on for over a year, would it not have made more sense for them?
One of the guys who actually built
if
up.
They didn't want to give it to Punk, which should they not have gave it to Burke?
I know. Why give it to Nitro? Because it's not like he's
What about Corvon? He was built no bad until he lost the last 2 weeks in a row. To me, it just seems like they're trying to build up the new stars at ECW, and then when they need a champ, they just give it to a mid-card guy on Raw. It's like, well, what do they think about ECW if they're going to give the belt to a mid-card guy on Raw?
Exactly. It doesn't speak... It speaks volumes in a bad way, guys.
But you know what? I liked this. I thought the main event was really good. The opening match was alright, and I mean, this Piper segment was no bad.
A few more segments would give it a higher rating, but I'll give it a 6.
That's what I'm going to get as well, 6. Yeah, 6. I think 6 is fair. But solid show, good show. And be interested to see what happens next week, guys. Let us know what you thought down below. What do you rate the show? We're giving it a 6. And be interested to see what happens next week.
And until then,
peace.